What's up, Transformdom? This is Ben here, and today we're going to take a look at the RP-46 Soundwaves. This is RP's KO of the Fans Toys Robots Paradise RP-01. And here's the box from the front. Nothing on one side, nothing on the other side. Bottom, top, and back. So let's crack this puppy open. Instruction manual. Toy accurate accessories, more accessories for Frenzy and Soundwave. Here are the tapes and the John box container, and here is Soundwaves himself. Looks very nice. Wow, not bad in quality. Everything looks quite good. The blue looks nice. Wow. Lift this up, turn this around. Not a bad looking bot. Okay, so let's get down to the review. So here's Soundwaves with his accessories. First we have this laser rifle, which was a bit hard to extend and pull out this little barrel. But in typical Fans Toys fashion, he holds the gun very well. We also have this shoulder cannon with a little slot in there. And Soundwave should hold, and the shoulder cannon can barely fit in. There you go. We also have this little Energon cube gimmick, which almost kind of fits in, but not snugly. And finally, we have this little translucent imprint piece here, which fits in quite nicely. And I don't know if this is supposed to be a toy deco. And here is Soundwaves with the toy deco on one side and the tuned deco on the other. So you can basically see how it is, just like the original. So here is Soundwaves in hand, and I gotta say that the paint application is applied very well. And although it's not 100% perfect, it is very good enough for your masterpiece shelf. The paint doesn't feel like it's gonna come off, and it's very much like the original RP-01. So perhaps as a display piece, this toy can be a good substitute. So here's Soundwaves from the front, one side, other side, back, bottom, and top. So let's check out the joint hardware on this KO. It can move up very nicely, very stiff, move down very stiff, no head tilting like the original. Soft ratchets on the elbow, a little harder ratchets going up, very tight elbow bend, soft ratchets on up, harder ratchets forward and backwards, and a looser elbow joint. The hands feel okay, not too loose. Wrist swivel is good. Waist articulation is a bit loose. I do believe there's some out tiltage. And the side-to-side rocker, that's also quite minimal. Hip skirts is looser on one side, okay on the other. Soft ratchets out, friction, elbow bend, which has a very light soft ratchet that you can barely hear. Soft ratchets up, friction to the side, and a very soft friction to the bend. And then when you pull out, there is a little bit of a ratchet noise that I can barely hear, and this one is a bit more pronounced on the right leg. Toe tilt here is stiff, it's a little looser here. Toe point is stiff, and limited flex. And here are the Cassetticons. First we have Ravage, and it looks like the original. Paint is a little bit on the matte side, and I don't know, is it me, or do the paws at the back here, hind paws, look like they have been misassembled? Because I don't see a flat surface here, but I do see a flat surface there. So other than that, I guess it works okay. Joints pretty stiff except for the right hind knees here. Next we have Laserbeak. So Laserbeak looks okay in terms of stiffness, and everything looks good except for the head tends to wobble in quite a bit. So yeah, total bird syndrome. The little camera on the forehead tends to be quite loose as well. Other than that, it looks good and should be a good presence on your shelf. And then we have Frenzy, and Frenzy joints feel quite stiff when I first transformed him, but I tightened up the screws. It was very hard for me to peel the heels off, so you can see the heels are not flipped over to provide more balance, and the left gun pack doesn't quite stay tabbed in as I would like it to be. Frenzy does come with a couple more head sculpts, but I'm not going to install it, and he also comes with all the accessories for the original. So here's Soundwaves transform to the alt mode, and you can see that there are some areas in which tabbing isn't very perfect. A little bit is down to my transformation, but a little bit is also down to the tabbing and fitting of everything. The original toy already requires absolute accuracy, very little engineering forgiveness for tolerances, so it has to be absolutely perfect. As you can see, it's not a perfect fit. The alignment is a little off. You can see gaps and holes where you don't want them to be. I don't think this will make a fantastic alt mode display option. I think we can do better. As for gimmicks, the buttons don't move. The eject button works pretty well when nothing is inside. We also have this little switch here which will eject the tapes inside. This switch here doesn't really work, and this knob does spin. So here's Soundwaves from the front, one side, other side, back, bottom, and top. As you can see, the tapes won't really fit in, and if it does, it won't close in very nicely. It's hard to eject the cassettes out. Barely can take this one out, although this little flip here works pretty well. There you go. In general, the tapes is an absolutely snug, inferior fit. So what do I think about this toy? Let's talk about some pros and what would be better. The paint job is done remarkably well. It has included 2 other extra cassettes, and the joints feel pretty good for the most part. And what about the one would be better? Well, I think 2 would be better. The fitting could have been better. I believe this is just reversed engineered. You know, they just took the original pieces apart and then cast it and molded to make this toy. So the tolerances, especially in the alt mode, ain't the best. The other thing that could have done better is to include rumble. I mean, what's the point of having 2 extra Cassetticons without the final one? I don't know. Will that come with Sound Blaster, for example? So is this worth the buy? Perhaps, if you don't intend to transform him to the alt mode. You can just get this KO if you don't feel like the original is worth the price, and get the original Cassetticons. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. So what are your thoughts? Leave them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons, and also smash the sub and bell icons for more future vids. Again, this is Ben signing off, and I'll see you on the flip side.